Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to World of Warcraft Legion. Now, Swindlegear and Smee are right here outside the gates of Orgrimmar in beautiful Durotar. And after the last episode and seeing the Rivermane tribe get devastated by that hammer, I think Swindlegear and Smee need a little bit of a breather. And what better place to have a breather and a nice, well, not necessarily quiet drink than here at Brewfest. World of Warcraft's version of Oktoberfest that happens every year. It is a 2-week-long drinking binge, as you can see right here, where we sample brews from around Azeroth and beyond. And I'm looking forward to getting to this. As you can see, there's a lot of quests here on the radar. And first things first, let's go ahead and talk to Tapper. Hey there, and welcome to Brewfest. Come in and have a drink. Tapper Swindlekeg. Ooh, must be a cousin. Hey there, welcome to Brewfest. There's a mess of ways to keep yourself entertained in there, so you got any questions, you let me know. Otherwise, go buy some beer and a pretzel. What, a free beer? Yeah, I guess we said we'd do that this year. Small Step Brew, Jungle River Water, and Gordok Grog. Well, pirates like grog.
Have a good one.
There we go, and 1600 XP for it too. That's nice. Let's go ahead and head out here to this outer tent. Now, Brewfest has a ton of different stuff that you can do, and some unique mounts as well. We've got the Great Brewfest Kodo, and the the Brewfest Ram. That's normally a dwarf mount. This is normally a Tauren mount. I do have this one because I love the beer kegs off the side of it. My Brewmaster Monk actually uses that as his primary mount. Ram Master Ray. Wearing a dwarf mask, too. You look horrifying.
Hey, how you doing?
So, you want to check out the racing Rams? The dwarves think they got a handle on it, but let's be honest. They're drunk most of the time, so how hard can it really be? Now, before I let you strut your stuff, you'll need to show me that you can handle these fine, legally obtained creatures. So here's the deal. I'll lend you the use of a ram. You need to prove to me that you can handle these rams. Keep the ram at a trot, canter, and gallop for 8 seconds each. You have 4 minutes to ride the ram and maintain 3 different levels of speed for 8 seconds.
Be good.
Whoa. Alright, so we have the button right here for giddy up. And there's different speeds represented by the colors up here. Now, green is a trot. So if we just focus on keeping him at a trot, we'll get that one completed. This is basically our driver's test. Okay, maintain a trot for 8 seconds. Now we hit the whip a little bit more, and we are now here at yellow. And when we hit yellow or red, the ram starts developing stamina. And we maintained a canter for 8 seconds. And now we just keep on whipping. And now it's red. He gains exhaustion a lot quicker. But there we go. And we just right-click on the buff to get rid of it.
Time is money, friend.
Hey, that wasn't too bad. Are you sure you're not a dwarf? Hey, I will shank you. So there's plenty more racing to be had, and it's not just from me. All over the Brewfest grounds you'll find people in need of a decent ram racer. So go and make yourself useful. Oh, and don't forget, these rams were legally obtained. I just want to make sure we're clear.
Keep it real.
I'm glad you're here, because we're in big trouble. The goblin was supposed to be bringing us more brew had an accident on his way from Bladefist Bay. You gotta get us that brew. I'll put you on one of my racing rams and you follow the road to Bladefist Bay. Once you get near him, he'll toss you a keg. Then you run the keg back here and toss the keg to my more capable assistant. For now, all we need are 3 kegs. Do a good job and maybe we'll have another job for you. Get a keg from the goblin stranded on the road to Bladefist Bay and return it to the Ram Master Ray's assistant. If you lose your ram, ask Ray for another. And we get Brewfest prize tokens, which we can use to get some really cool, like, little nifty stuff. Oh, crap.
Time is money, friend.
We had something else here. A new supplier of souvenirs. Okay, we'll do that a little bit later since we are on the ram. We have 4 minutes to get 3 pieces of gear, or 3 of these kegs. So I have found via experience that you try your best to maintain a yellow speed, because with yellow speed you're still going a pretty decent pace. Red, they gain exhaustion way too quickly, and if they get exhausted, then they run out, and they run incredibly slow for about like 15 seconds. And there's a daily where we have to run through the streets of Orgrimmar. Okay, there's our first keg. So we just stay at this speed, and then when we start getting high, when we start getting close to 100, we just lay off the reins and wait till he gets a little bit of his exhaustion back. But Brewfest, like, September and October are always my favorite months in WoW, holiday-wise, because you have Pirates Day, and that starts the day before Brewfest, then you have Brewfest for 2 weeks, and then in October we get Hallow's End, which is arguably my absolute favorite holiday. Alright, that's one keg delivered. Now we're getting close to exhaustion on the ram. We have 3 minutes left on that. This is something for a pirate to do, I guess. But there is something that I really want to grab tickets for. And also it's a really good way to gain XP. So we're getting close. We're just going to stay at a trot here. And our exhaustion's going by 2. I'll stay at a slow pace just because that non-slow pace is killer. You just have to find a good rhythm to use the giddy up. Seems that we found it though. But you guys get the gist. So let me go ahead and deliver these, and we'll see what else we can do here at Brewfest. Oh lord, perfect timing. I just delivered that last bit of brew, and we get to see a Dark Iron attack. Now, we're probably going to fail horribly, but we'll give it a shot. What happens here are Dark Iron dwarves are attempting to basically break the massive kegs that we have here on the grounds. So we have Brewfest samplers, and we're supposed to bonk these Dark Iron dwarves on the head and keep them from doing that before they break all 3 kegs. As you can see, I'm tossing them down. They already broke that one, unfortunately, so we gotta try and rescue the ones here. Now, I am not going to do this because I seem to be the only person here on the grounds at the moment. It's pretty early in the morning. A lot of people are not up yet. So I will just try my best to defend this lowly keg, which it doesn't look like I'm going to pull it off. Now, occasionally there's big keg, or big, check this out, and we start spinning, and we can knock all these guys out like so. And actually it doesn't take them out of the fight, it just stuns them. Hey! And they can knock you back. They just threw me behind the counter like a good old pirate fight. Well, I took 17 down. And the Dark Iron have those drill things very similar to the Technodrome in Ninja Turtles. That's unfortunate. But let's go ahead and take a tour of Brewfest itself. Now, we went ahead and finished the Racing Ram mission. Let's go ahead and talk to Ray and let him know that the job is done. Get our tickets. Yeah, thanks for your help. As long as Brewfest is going and the Dark Iron Dwarves are attacking and our supply is stuck in that canyon, I'll need some help shipping kegs. So if you want to work for more tokens, talk to me every day. Here are the tokens we promised you. Have fun.
Be good.
Huzzah. Now, he's going to give us a daily. We're going to ignore the dailies for right now. We're going to take care of all the yellow quests. A new supplier of souvenirs. Hey there, you interested in learning some more about racing rams and ram racing? Not really. Don't talk to me about last year's Stein. I think our shady Stein suppliers was somehow involved with that Twilight Hammer cult nonsense that erupted just before the elementals invaded, and that's why we have a new supplier and a better Stein. Here's a voucher for one. Talk to Blix near the back of the Brewfest camp. He's pretty strange, even more so that he always wearing those goggles. He'll enter the voucher for you and any other Brewfest transaction. And we will receive an overflowing purple Brewfest Stein. Now, you get a Stein every year. I have quite a few over my time playing Warcraft. Not nearly as many as I'd like, though, because of the times I was not playing. Glowdrac Hunt Sniper. You ever try on synth brew goggles? They're surprisingly uncomfortable. Catch the wild woolpertinger. Hey there, I'm a crazy dwarf. We dwarves believe that when you get enough brew together, invisible creatures show up. In fact, they're probably wandering around the Brewfest grounds right now, but you can only see them if you're wearing synth brew goggles. There might be some other way to see them, but who knows? So here it is. Bring me 5 of those woolpertingers in this net I got from a really drunk dwarf. If you can't see them, talk to me and I'll give you some synth brew goggles. The dwarf, Goldrak Hunt Sniper, has asked you to capture 5 stunned woolpertingers and use the woolpertinger net. He mentioned that you must be wearing synth brew goggles to see them, or you can be incredibly drunk. And pink elekks on parade. Look, we're running a business here. People get drunk. It's a good business, but I'll tell you one thing that puts a cramp in the profits: hallucinations. Wouldn't you know it? The boys are reporting that the solder loyal customers are seeing pink elekks everywhere. I don't need my customers unsettled. Look, take this ray and travel to the other beer gardens to take care of them for me, would you? And be sure to wear the synth brew goggles. And talk to me if you need a pair. Visit the beer gardens outside of Silvermoon, Thunder Bluff, and the Undercity. Zap 3 elekks at each location and return to Goldrak Hunt Sniper. And we'll get 40 Brewfest prize tokens for that. Now, the interesting thing about this is we used to not be able to get the goggles unless we bought them with tickets. It used to be the only way to see the woolpertingers and the pink elekks was to get completely and utterly just hammered. So let's go ahead and get a pair of goggles. And these let you experience what it's like to be drunk, so let's go ahead and get these on. Ooh. Indeed. Now, unfortunately, there is an issue with Brewfest this year. The woolpertingers are actually spawning back at this old site of Brewfest. And here's a woolpertinger right here, which is like a weird bunny, bird, deer combination. Let's go ahead and rock out the net. That's one. But a lot of them can be found over here on the other side of the Ram Pen, because that's where Brewfest was traditionally held before the Cataclysm, and they changed the old world up some. And since we don't have to pick them up, let's just go ahead and grab what we need. And you know what? Part of me doesn't want to use the goggles. That's cheating, in my mind. So after we get the woolpertingers, we will do this the old-fashioned way, for old time's sake. That's 4, and I saw you over here. Yes, I did. Aha! That's 5. Let's get the eye patch back on. Whoops. There we go. And everything comes into focus.
Time is money, friend.
Do you have something for me, or are you just looking for some synth brew goggles? What? They really exist? Now I feel bad for kicking that dwarf in the knee. I need a minute. And a drink. He takes a drink from his stein. I guess I could let you keep one. Proof that drunk dwarves are, like any other kind, actually tell the truth. Oh, he thought it was a snipe hunt. Does your woolpertinger linger? Now, we can go ahead and get our stein from Blix here. He's the token redeemer. I saw you across the way and was hoping you were going to stop by. Well, so what can I do for you, sweetie? Sweetie? Ah, okay. I see you're wearing the goggles. Hey, what's happening, hot stuff? Got something for me? What's this? A stein voucher? So you like drinking? Great. After I give you this stein, go have a few drinks. Then a few more. Maybe have a few more after that. Then, now, this is important. Come see me. Look, I know you'll be back eventually. If you want your Brewfest tokens redeemed, you have to see me. Anyway, here's the stein. Now remember to talk to me later. Awesome. Let's go ahead and equip that. Put the dread blades off to the side here. And I am now wearing a stein on my back. There we are. Now, in terms... let's go ahead and sample. Well, let's see. I have another yellow quest here. And we'll sample all the local cuisine. Those pesky dark ions are back. We need to make sure you can defend yourself if needed. More importantly, we need to know that you can defend our property. Stout here is ready for action. Are you? Excuse me. Stout here is ready for action. Are you? Drink from the alcohol-free Brewfest samplers, then throw a mug at Stout. Hit the target 5 times and then talk to me. See, I really don't like the fact that all this stuff is non-alcoholic. It didn't used to be. But there is Stout, the self-turning and oscillating utility target. I see what you did there. And then we just throw... I think we do. Yeah. We throw the sampler. And this just kind of shows you what you need to do against the Dark Iron Dwarves if you've never done it. But it's some quick tokens. Dunk. Wow, Stout didn't break. Who would have guessed? I mean, hey, you did it. Your aim is true, or at least true enough to help guard the camp. I think you're ready now to take on those Dark Irons if they show up again. Man, 7,000 XP. Not bad. So, there should be a general wine vendor right here.
Choose wisely.
We're going to get some Lagrave Stout here. And we're going to get a stack of 20, because we are going to get legitimately drunk.
Keep your wits about you.
Without using the goggles. Now, before we head to the beer gardens, let's go ahead and sample the brews. We got Court Gorstein. They represent the Orc brewers. By the way, this is the Horde version of Brewfest. There is another one outside of Ironforge for the dwarves. So, both sides get their own version of it. So, do you want to help bring strength and honor to Brewfest? We need you to shout at the flags outside the auction house in the Valley of Strength, Valley of Honor, and Valley of Wisdom, and in the Valley of Spirits. We'll lend you a racing ram for 4 minutes. Be careful, though. The cheap goblins didn't put any apple crates along the way. Alright, so we can go ahead and do that. I'm going to probably do that off camera. All you do is just ride a racing ram through Ogremar and yell about Brewfest. But we're here to check out the booze. Now we've got Small Step, Long Stride, Path of Brew, Promise of the Pandaren, and their custom Manaroth's Blood Red Ale. So we'll go ahead and try that. And that gives us... So angry! Manaroth's Blood Red Ale. You see red. Angry drinking is the worst kind of drinking. Now, this is T'Chali's Voodoo Brewery. And you can do the same thing for them. We got Jungle River Water, Brewdew Magic. I like that. Crimson Stripe, Stout Shrunken Head. Oh, I see that. Crimson Stripe. Nice Red Stripe reference there, since they speak with a Jamaican accent. Let's go ahead and get rid of the Blood Red Ale buff. And this is my favorite brew. It's called Spirit Spirits. Now, I'll go ahead and give you guys the... We go ahead and drink that, and we wait until things get dark, as you can see. And now, we look up. Check that out. We get to get a glimpse of the Spirit Realm. It looks like a blue version of the Well of Souls from Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. I'm a big fan of that. It's actually a really cool wallpaper. But that's what Troll Brew will do to you. And then finally, the Ogres have their own version of brew. We'll go ahead and leave the Spirit Realm. They have Gordok Bach, which has a very surprising side effect. Dunk! I am now an ogre. And I love ogres for one reason, and one reason only. And that is their awesome dance, which is based off the Chris Farley Chippendale sketch from Saturday Night Live. There you go. Don't do that in front of Smee, though. That's weird. Alright, well, I think we'll stay as an ogre for right now. And we also have the Pandarans. The Pandarans were introduced because they are brewmasters. But they just have traditional booze here. They have nothing that does any kind of special effect. Then you have a meat vendor, bread vendor, pretzel vendor, all that good stuff. But let's go ahead and maybe travel to... Oh, it broke the buff. That's unfortunate. Let's go ahead and travel to Thunder Bluff, and I'll show you guys the beer gardens. Now, there are beer gardens spread out outside all the capital cities, so you can go ahead and enjoy Brewfest. I am tipsy, aren't I? Yes, I am. Occasionally bad stuff will happen. Don't drink or drive, kids. Or drink and drive. But the beer gardens spread out around the capitals are where we'll find the pink elekks. Also, unfortunately, Swindle is too low level for this. There is a boss encounter for a character known as Corin Direbrew. He's a boss that you go and fight once every day, and he has a chance of dropping some pretty decent loot. I think it's item level 810, which is good if you're starting out trying to get yourself equipped. See, because right now Swindle stuff is 733 and 725, but I don't think you can queue up for it unless you're 109 or 110. So I don't think we're going to be able to do it this year, but it's okay. But I'll see you guys in Thunder Bluff. Good old Thunder Bluff, the Tauren capital city, a place where me and my friend Crag actually held off an Alliance invasion force all by our lonesomes. He was Boomkin Druid and I was Elemental Shaman, and these Alliance who were trying to invade Thunder Bluff to kill Bloodhoof did not realize that they needed to get in the elevator at different times. So both me and Crag had knockback abilities, and we would just knock them off the elevator and kill them all, because that is a very deadly drop. But we broke an Alliance invasion doing that. I was very, very proud. So one of my best PvP memories is here in this city. Alright, so here's the beer garden. And man, that accordion music. Let's go ahead and drink some of this stout. A fairly weak alcoholic beverage. Then why is it called stout? Let's keep on. Chug, chug, chug. Feeling drunk? There they are. See the pink elekk? And now we use the dispersion ray. And speaking of ray, let's not cross the streams. And we have to be at least drunk to see them. Otherwise, they disappear. There we are. Now, that was the one in Mulgore. There's also one in the Elven area and the Undead area. I'm probably going to do those off camera, but wanted to show you the pink elekks on parade. Just like the elephants on parade, or was it Elephants Go Marching One by One, which is one of the freakiest Disney villain songs, technically. I guess you could consider it a villain song that there ever was. But let's head back to Brewfest, and I'll show you guys the stuff that you can get with your Brewfest tokens. Hopefully without crashing my chopper. Because right now, guys, I'm just holding forward. I am not moving it around whatsoever. Oh lord, Swindle. Okay, if I make it in one piece, I'll see you guys back in Orgrimmar. If there was ever an advertisement for the dangers of drinking and driving, flying a mountain WoW while drunk is definitely one of those ones. That took 3 times longer than it needed to. There we go. Alright. Now that we got our legs, the ground back underneath our feet, let's go ahead and take a look at the stuff here. So you've got the basic Brewfest hat. And it is very Oktoberfest. We got Brewfest regalia. Look at that. That's so cool. I think, at least. Brewfest boots. So you can really just rock that out. You also have the Brew of the Month Club membership, where you get a unique brew at the beginning of every month. It's not really worth it, in my opinion. You can get Blix's Eyesight Enhancing Romance Goggles, guaranteed by Blix Fix widget to make everyone look attractive. I think it turns everyone into a female orc. Dwarven Hops, a Brew Helm, Pandaren Backpack, that's cool. Brewfest Keg Pony, so a pony with kegs will follow you around for a little bit, for 3 minutes. Just like the backpack, you'll have the huge, the Pandaren keg on your back. You got a pony keg that can just drop down and everyone can grab booze. You have the pint-sized pink pachyderm as a pet. The woolpertinger, also as a pet, if you want to spend 200 prize tokens, I don't know why. Here's the new one, a stout elemental. So it's essentially a beer elemental. I'm looking forward to grabbing that. And other than that, the only other thing that's really got my attention is you can upgrade your heirloom items to up to level 90 or up to level 100, depending on how many of these that you grab. And Steamworks Sausage Grill, which allows you to cook anywhere, which I guess is just a nicer version of the campfire, but still, pretty awesome. I'm actually I'm going to be going to an Oktoberfest event this year here in Midland, Odessa. It's the first time I've ever done anything Oktoberfest related. I'm not normally a beer drinker. The only two beers that I drink are Guinness and Milk Stout Nitro. Those are the ones I enjoy drinking. So I've really decided that I kind of broaden my horizons. So I'm going to be going to an Oktoberfest event here and basically trying out all the different types of brews they have available and kind of see if there's anything else that I would really like. So, well, that was essentially Brewfest in a nutshell. You do the dailies and grab a whole bunch of tokens and grab what you can before the event ends. And you can do it on multiple characters too, so if you have some high level stuff, you can just have your lower level characters farm for some of the less cost stuff and have your big characters go for the like the big 200 ticket items. So, not too shabby. Let's go ahead and get out of here for right now. And teleport back to Dalaran, because there are like advertisements spread out around all the cities, which is cool. Now, Brewfest, oh lord. Laggy Dal. Now, Brewfest lasts all the way until, oh good lord, it is a legit 2-week-long event. And then after that, in October, after the Dark Moon Fair, and I'm not sure what this green event is here, we will start Hallows End, and that's one of my favorite holidays because you can get all kinds of good stuff that year, or during that time of year. But let's go ahead and head in here into the Filthy Animal Bar. Nice and quiet, and I think Swindlegear is going to finish off the rest of this stout and pass out here on the rug, because he has had a very exhausting day. So, we will go ahead and end the episode here. Hope you guys have enjoyed the little Brewfest tour. Oh, on the rug, Smee. Well, I guess that makes sense. But if you liked the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. That'd be a big help. Do you have worms, Smee? And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.